Now at this point into our delicious journey into Maltese gastronomy, we've tried some of the most important dishes on the island. I'm talking things like horse, snails, ftira, pastits. But today, we eat all the important specialities we haven't got around to feasting on yet. From Bragiol to Bragiol and even a spot of Pigeon. Today, we're teaming up with Bolt to drive around the island and hit up the top restaurants that are modernizing Maltese foods that you should be legally obliged to eat before you're allowed to buy a Maltese passport. Here we are, guys, in the heart of Dingley, outside Il-Murtal. Now, if you know anything about Il-Murtal, you know how serious they are about sourcing the best Maltese ingredients. Let's run inside and see what they got cooking for us. Lovin style, back at it again. You know how we do. We're here in the streets of Dingley with this incredible looking piece of pork belly, il-Murtal. We've got baby carrots, we've got courgettes, we've got an apricot sauce, we've got this incredible looking caper vine. It's ridiculous. We've got these roast potatoes with fennel, and of course the piece de la resistance, this incredible looking piece of pork belly. I feel a bit bad destroying such beautiful plating, but it's all about the taste. Taste is king here. Oh wow, juicy. There's some sweet overtones here. But the reason this is so sweet is that it's cooked with thyme, honey, and carob syrup. Beautiful Maltese products, and products that they make themselves. You've got all the textures, man. You've got the rough crunchiness crackling at the top. You have that soft fattiness, and then you have the tender meat. I mean, what more do you want? Shout out to vegans. Let's get into these baby carrots. They grew this, they cooked it, and they served it. So they told me that this is really special. This is actually caper. Peppery, bitter, wow. If you're looking for proper pork belly, il-Murtal, with Maltese ingredients, by Maltese people, in Maltese style, this will not let you down. The name is obvious. This is definitely the Peppa Pig. Obviously, it's pork, it's a bit sweet. Your kids are gonna love it, your parents are gonna love it, and I have to give this a solid rating of 8.5 out of 10. Il-Murtal Dingley. We're about to hit up one of the oldest restaurants in Sliema, Takris restaurant. This place is housed in an old bakery. It's been around for 60 years, and I heard that they have a very, very special take on their Bragioli. Let's go run in and check it out. So here we are. I've got a Bragiol in hand, red wine in the other. We've got these beautiful tables in the alleyway, but we are here to try the Bragiol.
Bragioli is a flat piece of meat, which is stuffed with some force meat, which is minced meat, herbs, parsley, bacon, onions, grated cheese. We unroll it, we put them in a large dish, we make a sauce made with the wine, it goes into the oven, and it stays there for about 2.5 hours.
Okay, so there's a lot of sauce in this. I love it. Very saucy. Oh my God, it is really falling apart. Damn. The 2.5 hour slow cooking, wow, world of difference. What would a Maltese meal be without a side of potatoes? A little bit of vegetables never hurt nobody. So look, if you're coming to Malta and you've never tried Bragiol before, and you like your meat nice and tender, you're gonna have to come to Takris. Like I said, I've tried quite a few Bragiols. I'm quite used to a firmer bite. Let me know in the comments below what kind of Bragiol you're used to and what kind of bite you prefer. But over here in Sliema, it's tender central. I have to call this the I am your father Bragiol, between the force and between the dedication to a father.
I am your father.
And I have to rate this a solid 8.3 out of 10. Takris restaurant, Sliema. So I've just spent a little bit too long enjoying that Bragioli, and I'm a little bit late for my next important meeting. I've got a very important guest waiting for me. Luckily, both have just rolled out a very, very cool feature where I can actually share my location with him. Here I do it right now, so he doesn't worry. Okay guys, so here we are in the back roads of Valletta for a very special review at a very special restaurant, and I had to get a very special guest. Mark, what is going on?
Ejja għaniklu taf kemm jien bil-ġo. Inti wetni mil bxejn illum. Xi ħadd hawn xi qatt ma jarif ta' mil bxejn. Issa bil-ġo.
So listen, we're here to try pigeon.
Issa when we say pigeon, Għax ħan nitkellmu bil-Malta ħafna drabi.
Go for it.
Imma pigeon bil-Malti u ħamimu.
It's a hamimu.
Nobody usually wants to eat a hamimu because a hamimu in Valletta reminds you of, you know, pigeons walking in the street.
Well, clearly you have not spoken to the right Maltese people, because a lot of people want to try the pigeon. It's one of the most popular dishes at Noni.
Let's say we always cooked for it. We set the standards. We go to Michelin star restaurant. It was always a dream. We never just imagined they would come to Malta. They came and we were from the first 3 restaurants who were awarded a star. It was a dream come true. Hard work, more responsibility, more pressure. We had to close after 2 weeks. We look on the positive side. We're still cooking. We enjoy what we do, and we hope business will pick up soon as well.
All right, guys, finally, the moment we've been waiting for. I know Mark's been waiting for this. Actually, we double checked with the chef. This is actually a squab. A squab is actually in between a juvenile and an adult.
A juvenile is a criminal, naħseb ukoll.
A juvenile is a what?
Mela, minuta. I am hungry. Mela għalilna li mhux beċċun u mhux ħamim, mhux xi ħaġa in between. Li qas kont naf jien.
We're hungry. I'm starving. He's hungrier. He's losing his mind. We're about to jump into this. We've got pigeon here. We've got some beautiful cherry berry jus. We've got this incredible carrot puree with black cardamom. We've got this tart over here, which actually has the squab's heart, offal, and some other pieces as well as meat. That looks beautiful. And if you look at this very closely, you've got some layered potatoes with some fennel. There's like 36 layers here. That's ridiculous. That's how you get a Michelin star.
Oh, because that's part of the meal, الشوم.
It's 100% part of the meal, Mark. That's it. Let's get into this. Holy cow. So I was expecting something along the lines of like chicken or maybe even sumin, but this is a whole different level right here. Now I understand why these are flying off the shelves or flying out of the kitchen.
They'd better not be flying out of the kitchen because I want to eat them.
Okay, so I think it's time to jump into this insane tart. We've got all the parts in here.
It's all the organs.
All the organs, there you go.
It's like it's donated the organs to us. Qed intihom il-fwiet.
Wow.
Ħani għafa x'nibda orgasma jien.
This is ridiculous. If you want to try Maltese food elevated to a level you've never experienced before, you got to come down to Noni, man. Look at Mark's face. Look at that face right now. Look at that face. That face does not lie. Mark just came. So what did you like more? Did you like the breast or did you like the tart?
This is what I like
the
the
tart.
most. Oh, the tart. Because I'm a big fan of liver. Whatever liver. I'm really big fan of it. So the tart was the best. Imma il-patata ma xafen ngħidlek. Patata is always good. I mean patata, kulħadd iħobba l-patata f'kull forma.
He hasn't stopped eating this whole time, FYI. I think that kind of speaks to how good this is. Okay, Mark, it's time to name and rate this dish.
Mien meta kont żgħar jistudjajt l-Università, letteratura Maltija. U dabek kienet poeżija jisimha il-beċċun ta' bib il-belt. Ovvjament the beċċun doesn't get eaten at the end.
I think that's brilliant. Okay, so we're naming this.
Il-beċċun ta' bib il-belt.
And what are we rating this, Mark?
Tenno.
Damn!
U ma ġejtx hawnhekk.
Damn!
Kont qed naħseb ngħid issa jekk ikun tajjeb ngħid 8. Imma over my expectations.
You heard it from the man himself, Mark Lawrence, came here, devoured the pigeon, named it, rated it. Noni Valletta. Okay guys, here we are outside La Maltija restaurant. This place is a bit of a unique place. They have chef patron Charles Spiteri running the place at the head of the kitchen. Now this guy's a bit of a legend. He's cooked for Margaret Thatcher, Sir Anthony Mamo, our president.
I used to work for the president of Malta in the 70s, Sir Anthony Mamo, and then I finished because I wanted to do something for myself.
And now he's here cooking for us. We're about to run inside. Let's get it on. All right, so let's start off with the first dish here. Bragiol, famous, infamous stuffed aubergines. So this is a warm dish. It comes with a beautiful bolognese sauce. We've got some cheese on top, grated, melted to perfection. Wow. Okay, your nonna's gonna love this place. You got the super soft, chewy texture of the aubergine, but then you got that nice, hot bite of the meat. All right, so I'm done with the bragiol. On to the next dish. Okay, so rabbit. When you smell rabbit, cooked rabbit like this, if you're not smelling the undertones of red wine, you're doing it wrong. The most Maltese of the Maltese meats. Holy cow. The pieces aren't that Massive, obviously, a rabbit's not a big animal, but each bite is so full of flavor. Follow the piece of meat up with a nice dip of Maltese bread. Round 2 of 3, I'm done with the rabbit, on to the next dish. Okay, so here we are, stuffed peppers. It's stuffed with rice, tuna, herbs. Woo-wee. We've got some capers, like this is a very summer Malta dish. Oh, there's a bit of chili in there too. All these Maltese flavors jumping out at you. All right, so we've just tried 3 extremely typical, essential, important Maltese dishes. Rabbit, Bragiol, and stuffed peppers. I mean, we've got a super hot trinity there, so I have to name this the faith, hope, and charity. Of course, these are 3 iconic planes that protected us, stood up for our culture when the time was needed. So do these plates. They represent everything good and glorious about these Maltese islands. When it comes to rating, I'm going to give this a nice solid 8.3. You will not be disappointed if you come here. Head on down to the heart of Portugal. I heard that our boat driver, Stefan, is a little bit of a chef yourself, aren't you, Stefan?
Yeah, I am.
When it comes to Maltese food, things like rabbit, snails, horse.
I love rabbit
Okay.
and horse meat.
Wow, and snails?
No, never try.
Here we are, guys, in Gżira, outside a very important Maltese restaurant, Bragiol. And we came here to try an iconic Maltese food, ravjul with ricotta. I'm about to run inside and get my ravjul on. This should be a crime to ruin such an aesthetically pleasing plate as this. So as you can see, we've got sage leaves, sage buds. We've got some spinach, the ravjul itself, and we've even got some pickled chilies. Ravjul, Bragiol. Let's jump into it. So Bragiol also got a recognition from Michelin, and I see why. Very well deserved. The sauce is full of flavor, but yo, this is some serious ravjul right here. We demolished this dish in like 5 minutes. For me, the name and the rating is obvious. I have to call this Il-Murtal. I mean, it is literally an explosion of flavor in the mouth, and I'm rating this a strong 8.7. Well deserved. Bragiol, Gżira. Now, when it comes to Maltese specialities, there's different levels to this game. Of course, you have the gourmet gastronomical takes on pork belly and pigeon, but then there's also the local fast food takes on some classics. And we're here to try the indomitable Champ and their take on il-forn. We've had a bit of a tough time today finding a proper il-forn. We've hit up some of the most known places for il-forn, places like Andrews and Santa Venera, and because of the pandemic, they've actually had to cut some of the items off the menu. Shout out to those guys. Go support them if you're in the area. But we came to a place where we know we're going to find il-forn, and a good il-forn at that. First look, it looks incredible. So it looks nice and thick. We've got a bit of peas in here. They've got peas, they've got some melted cheese on top. Yo, the sauce looks nice. It's got a nice rich color to it. And of course, we have a nice bit of crispiness on the cheese on top. Champ il-forn. You've got a nice rich tomato sauce. You've got beef in there as well. You probably had it at your nannas or your nannus. If they did your nannus il-forn in their display, it's gonna get dry within an hour. So you've got a nice juicy take on this. Yo, Posh was wild, man. I have to name this the Ross from Friends. Why? I mean, it's very friendly, very bashable, very amicable person. Hugging Ross from Friends, you're gonna be feeling good all day long. I am going to give this a solid rating of 8.3. Champs, Portugal. So I am not gonna lie, guys, I had some seriously high expectations for today's episode, and I think they were exceeded. I mean, did you see some of the dishes today? From the incredible take on ravjul, Bragiol, stuffed peppers, and I mean, did you see that Pigeon? Maltese chefs are killing it in 2020. When it comes to my favorite dish, I definitely loved that awesome ravjul. I mean, did you see how fast I finished it? But what I want to know is, which dish looked the best to you? Let us know in the comments below, and let us know what food you'd like us to try in a future episode. Until next time, it has been your very, very hungry host, Jonathan Chilia, and we are out. All right, Jameen. Now at this point into our journey into Maltese gastronomy. Gastronomy. All right, so I'm done with the Bragiol. On to the next dish. Now at this point in our journey into Maltese gastronomy, tlaqna.